From BAFTA in the heart of London's West End, an awards ceremony with a difference. TVE's 5th Global Sustainability Film Awards was a glittering night celebrating the power of film to engage, inform and influence. Entries from around the world showed how companies were working towards a sustainable and fairer future. In 2016, more films were entered than ever before, and soon the wait would be over to discover the winners. A production team of television and journalism students from the University of Westminster were ready to press record. And some of those who'd made the awards possible were on hand too.
Film can get that message, contextualise it and frame it into a medium that can just speak to people across the world. So these cinematographers are fantastic at being able to contextualise and take a really important message and put a nice slant on it that really catches everybody's imagination. So that's why it's so important.
We are looking for how the company goes about its business and then also takes care of the environment. And those are the kind of films we are looking for. And that is why we thought about putting these awards together, so that we give a greater message that if we all thought about the environment in our day-to-day business as well, and we were passionate about our work being interwoven with environment sustainability, that was the best way forward.
And I think one good thing about the Film Awards is that it brings people from a variety of different constituencies to look at what some of the big challenges are, but also to celebrate the fact that there's a whole number of businesses out there who are saying, actually, it's good for us and it's good for the planet. We can do this, and here's how we do it.
I come from China. Giving a classic example from China, you know, in Beijing we're facing massive problem from pollution, but actually that's the same problem London about 70 years ago facing, similar. But what is educating us is that we're willing to learn, country to country willing to changing.
You know, the world is becoming so much smaller now, so anything on a global scale is becoming sort of, I don't want to say local, but I mean everything is so small nowadays, so that any experience that you can get, which is sort of global platform, is, it's going to be fantastically important for everyone who's going to be here watching the event.
So the stage is set and the theatre prepared for an evening of not only great films, but of movies with a message as well. It's about to be curtain up on the TVE Global Sustainability Film Awards 2016, hosted by me, Jenny Barnett, and Nick Wood.
Good evening and a very warm welcome to the 5th TV Global Sustainability Film Awards. Now tonight we are all going to celebrate companies who are at the very cutting edge of putting responsible business at the heart of pretty much everything they do, really. Organisations, individuals facing head-on the challenges of the Sustainable Development Goals.
As well as being inspired and challenged by the films we see and the words of our speakers, we will be supporting the fantastic work of the charity TVE. Now, the charity was set up more than 30 years ago to inspire change for a greener, fairer world through the power of film.
To set the scene for us, can I welcome on stage the president of this year's awards and TVE trustee. She is May Sim Lai.
From the number of companies and individuals who are here for the second, third, or even more times, the TVE Awards are now playing a proactive part in encouraging businesses around the world to think about how to best communicate what they're doing to meet their own sustainability targets. For over 30 years, since it was founded, TVE has been working through film and video to inspire a greener, fairer world. TVE has been incredibly fortunate to have Fastflow as our partner for the last 3 years, as our main sponsor last year, and our main sponsor again this year. The award categories this year challenge companies to think about the Sustainable Development Goals. The goals were agreed by world leaders in New York in September 2015. They set a vision for its development over the coming 15 years, a universal vision. They focus on eradicating hunger and ensuring good health, achieving quality education and gender equality. And they set targets for affordable and clean energy, climate action, and responsible consumption and production. Business has an absolutely crucial role in making these goals a reality. The journey to that greener, fairer world has started, and we are celebrating that this evening.
We've had a record number of entries, 44 films in total, and the films came from far and wide, the USA, to China, to France, to Switzerland, and also Malaysia.
And all the films have been entered into one of 4 categories, and it's now the time to reveal our winners.
So, let's get underway. Our first category is the Transforming Society category, and here are the shortlisted films.
The Transforming Society Award recognizes efforts to eradicate poverty, end hunger, promote good health, provide education, and achieve the goal of global equality. Nominees in 2016 were Ethical Jeweler, April Doubleday, documents the value of supporting responsible, small-scale gold miners like Americo in Colombia.
Tenemos derecho a disfrutarla también, ¿sí? Que si el gobierno da permiso de explotación a las multinacionales, tengan en cuenta que acá hay unos dueños de esta tierra primero de todo y que merecen respeto.
Essilor International's iMitra program works to change the lives of the more than 500 million Indians suffering from poor vision.
आज उनकी ये सुविधा हो गई है कि अपने गांव में ही और गांव का ही बंदा उनकी आंखों की नज़रों की जांच कर उनको चश्मा प्रोवाइड करा रहा है। इस वजह से वो शहर में तो जा नहीं सकते थे और मेरे पास आकर अपनी आंखों की जांच कराते हैं और जो भी उनकी आंखों की समस्या होती है देखने में और चश्मा पहनने के बाद उनकी समस्या।
With every item sold, Faircloth helps fund the education, training, and chance of a brighter future for young girls in Nepal and India.
The unfortunate reality is, girls who do not receive an education are at high risk of being sold to traffickers by their families, forced into child marriage, and often pregnant before the age of 14.
HSBC Canada's program assists Indigenous students to overcome barriers to education, graduate from high school, and go on to college.
If I can pick up on what they're not getting, then I can specifically tell them what they need to know.
Like if you're struggling, you come here and they'll help you. You won't leave they won't let you leave until you get this stuff.
In partnership with leading hotels, Youth Career Initiative offers people who've endured human trafficking hope of a secure way of life.
Good about themselves and they can confidently walk out there and to prove themselves they can do better.
Và từ đây tôi không có một công việc ổn định, không có một lương ổn định, tôi không có một công việc gì cả thì bây giờ tôi có một công việc, tôi có một mức lương ổn định và một cuộc sống giống như bao người khác. Tôi không phải là một người có thể là mọi người sẽ nghĩ là tôi bị lừa.
To announce the winners of the Transforming Society Award, I would like to invite to join us on stage Grace Bian, Chair of China International Culture Stock Exchange.
The highly commend in the Transforming Society category goes to... I know we have very exciting competition. The Clear Initiative for their film, Giving Hope to the Survivor of Human Trafficking.
We don't have that winner here tonight, but we do have James Fulcher, who is a TVE trustee, who's going to accept the award on their behalf. Thank you very much.
very exciting again. The winner of Transforming Society Award goes to Israel International for their film Eye Mirror, Friend of the Eyes.
जब भी हमको गांव-गांव में कैंप लगाना होता है, बीएससी लगानी होती है, तो वहाँ से बंदे आते हैं और लोगों की नज़रों की जांच कराने में और हमारे जो प्रोडक्ट है उसको प्रोडक्ट बिकवाने में और हमारी पूरी सहायता करते हैं और इस तरह से हम बहुत अच्छे से कर पाते हैं लोगों के सपोर्ट से।
Poor vision is the world's single biggest disability with huge socio-economic impacts. Receiving this award tonight means a significant amount to us because we battle every day to raise awareness about the importance of making vision care accessible to everyone, everywhere around the world.
They go to the rural India where we have a very limited supply of eye care professionals. So in India, there are more than 550 million people who are in the need of vision correction. And most of these stay in villages where we don't have a supply of good qualified eye care professionals. So with the iMitra program, we are trying to bridge that gap. So once again, thank you and feel very proud to receive this award on whole behalf of 2.5 New Vision Generation team. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well done. There's been a lot said about the economy recently, and our second award, well, it's Reshaping the Economy Award, and here are the shortlisted movies.
The Reshaping the Economy category shows how businesses are working today to create more responsible and sustainable economic systems for the people and the planet of tomorrow. The nominees are, thanks to Essilor International's Vision Ambassadors, millions of China's visually impaired could soon have access to affordable eye care.
他要出去购买眼镜的话是很困难的。我今天作为一个爱眼大使，可以把眼镜带到他们的家门口去服务他们，解决了他们一个看书看报的困难，或者是穿针的一个困难。然后他们被服务到了，然后就很高兴、很开心，我自己也很开心。
Promoting sustainability at every stage, Freitag's durable textiles are completely compostable and all produced in Europe from European crops.
So we chose flax in combination with hemp and modal. Thanks to their lower water consumption and shorter transport distances, these plant-based fibers have a much smaller ecological footprint than cotton.
All Honest Tea's top-selling bottled drinks use only fair-traded sugar, making a real difference to farming communities like these in Paraguay.
At the end of the day, making a better product is about more than just better taste. It's also about long-term investments in the environment, the farmers, and their communities.
Jacob's Dow Egbert's initiative is giving young Hondurans a real alternative to the country's gang culture.
At Kenco, we're helping young people stay out of gangs by training them as independent coffee farmers, growing great quality whole beans.
Placemaking Video celebrates 50 years of the work of Danish architect Jan Gehl to create sustainable, healthy, safe, and lively cities around the world.
It's good for democracy, it's good for social inclusion, it's good for safety in the city.
that people come out of their privatized spheres and join your fellow citizens in the public space.
So it's now my pleasure to invite to the stage Cheryl Campbell, Executive Director of TVE, to announce the winners of the Reshaping the Economy Award.
And highly commended in the Reshaping the Economy category goes to JDE Dow Egberts for their film Kenko's Coffee vs. Gangs. Can I invite Jacobs Dow Egberts to come to the stage to receive their award, please?
Time to find out who the winner is.
Yes. And the winner of the 2016 Reshaping the Economy category goes to Freitag Lab for their film The Road to Fabric. Now, sadly, Freitag is unable to be with us tonight, so can I invite TVE trustee Serena Narula, MBE, founder of the TVE Global Sustainability Film Awards back in 2012, to come to the stage, please, to accept the award on Freitag's behalf.
Freitag now has fabrics and textiles that originate from European fibers and are produced within 2,500 kilometers from Zurich. Plus, they're 100% biodegradable. And when you're done with them, first unscrew the button, as it's the one piece that doesn't degrade, and then simply drop them in the compost heap. At long last, the cycle is complete.
Our next award this evening is all about the environment. It is the Protecting the Environment Award, and let's hear some more shortlisted movies now.
The Protecting the Environment Award acknowledges ways businesses are reducing their impact on the world's climate, land, and oceans to secure the very future of life on Earth. The nominees are Adidas's partnership with Parley for the Oceans turns plastic retrieved from beaches, reefs, and the high seas into trendy trainers. BASF's entry shows how desalination could be a solution to Cyprus's cycle of drought and water shortage.
İstediğimiz ölçüde yakaladığını gördük. Gazlı masraf depolarına günlük 7.000 metreküp suyumuzu tesisimizden sorunsuzca gönderiyoruz. Su hayatsa bu şehre hayat veriyoruz.
HSBC and WWF UK are working together towards the goal of everyone, everywhere, having access to clean, safe water. Through one woman's story, HSBC and WWF UK portray the importance of healthy rivers for healthy lives and livelihoods.
Lakini siku hizi unasaidia kabisa kwa sababu na maji unaenda mpaka mtoni ukiwa mzuri sana. Alafu naanza kupanda kila kitu, naanza kumea mzuri sana. Sasa una pesa nyingi sana mpaka unapeleka mpaka shule.
How L'Oreal's sourcing of palm oil is moving towards the achievement of its ambitious target of zero deforestation.
We have, along with NGOs, put in place projects with smallholders, enabling them to live from their activity by guaranteeing to purchase what they produce, whilst also helping them to respect the environment. This is what our approach really means. Always try to do our best with what we have in our hands.
And to announce our winners of the Protecting the Environment Award, can I invite to the stage Camilla Tumin, Chair of TVE's Board of Trustees.
Good evening. And highly commended in the Protecting the Environment Award category goes to L'Oréal for their film, The L'Oréal Approach to Ensure the Full Traceability of Palm Oil and its derivatives. Can I ask L'Oréal to come to the stage to receive their award?
Well done. Great film.
And the winner of the 2016 Protecting the Environment category goes to HSBC for their water programme and WWF UK for their film How Improving Farms Helps Protect the Mara River, Nancy's Story. Can I please ask HSBC and WWF UK to come to the stage?
Unasaidia mimi kupatia watoto karo na usaidia hii familia. Na unaenda na maisha mzuri. Si unaenda, napenda sana sana. Sasa mimi naendelea kwa shamba yangu. Sasa naendelea mzuri.
HSBC Water Programme has been working with 3 global partners, WWF, WaterAid and Earthwatch, and over 60 other projects which have been nominated by staff across many countries in the HSBC world. So here we're showcasing one particular example with my colleague Holly at WWF and Nancy in the Mara. So the WWF project, over the last 5 years, we've supported their work in 5 priority places in the Ganges, the Yangtze, the Mekong, the Pantanal wetland, and of course the Mara. And I'm delighted that the project with Nancy in the Mara has won the award this evening.
Yeah, we're really excited that this film won because Nancy will be really happy. I wasn't lucky enough to go out to the Mara, but I do know the story of her and her family. She's a widow and she has 3 children, and she works on that farm day in, day out. And thanks to the help of the HSBC Water Programme, she's really improved her life, like not only just the quality of the Mara River, but also the life of her and her family. So she will be really excited to hear that she's won this award.
We've got some new things for you this year. It's time to turn to some new awards. And we're going to be awarding just 1 trophy in each of these categories. And our Net Positive Leadership Awards is in partnership with EcoAge. So, as we've been doing all evening, before we find out who's won, let's find out who's on the shortlist.
TVE's new Net Positive Leadership Award celebrates companies determined to grow by investing more in society, our environment, and the global economy than they take out. The nominees are Electrolux shows how small changes in the way we use everyday appliances can make a large and lasting difference to all our lives.
We all need to cut down on the power we use and the water we consume. Waste less food and treat our clothes with more respect. To improve, we test, try, and try again.
Formula E aims to lead the global drive to sustainable transport and to be a positive force for good in communities around the world.
We are trying not to have a negative impact on the environment and people on the planet, and also to impact positively. So this is what we call the legacy program. So the legacy is having some foundation partners, also local charity, which is a street game for London.
And to announce the winner of the Net Positive Leadership Award and representing sustainability consultant EcoAge is the journalist and broadcaster, the lovely Lucy Siegel. Come up here.
Good evening, everybody. And the winner of the 2016 Net Positive Leadership Award goes to Electrolux for their film For the Better. Can I invite Electrolux to come up on stage and collect their award?
Can premixing the detergent in a washer lower the temperatures needed? Would changing the airflow in a fridge preserve the food longer? And could windows start to open and close depending on air quality? What new things could be built using only recycled materials? And what could be changed to make those products last longer and use less energy? We always search for better ways to operate and bring our products to your home.
Well done to you both. Well done.
Electrolux is very proud of the work it does with sustainability, and we think the film For the Better really captures the scope of how we can all make really small positive changes in everyday life. We just want to say, a big thank you to TV for recognising our film. It really does mean a lot.
I'm now delighted to welcome to the stage our Chair of Judges and keynote speaker tonight, Mr. Nick Nuttall. Nick is Director of Communications and spokesperson for the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, and he joins us tonight just 10 days after the close of the annual Climate Change Conference this year in Marrakesh.
These film awards are living proof that there is really palpable change happening in the world. I mean, there are actually more people employed in renewable energy now on this planet, in renewable energy, than in the fossil fuel industry. And we now have not just climate change, we have the Sustainable Development Goals. The world is actually thirsting to move forward on this. And the companies that are part of this, but also part of the broader landscape, are absolutely critical, as people were saying before. When we had the Paris Climate Conference last year, we had something like 12,000 companies making commitments on climate change. And these were not just making commitments at the level of the corporate sustainability responsibility officer, important as they are, but these were the CEOs of major corporations and major investment houses. So change is underway. The question is it sustainable, that change? Because we have had the promise of change before. What's different is the Paris Climate Change Agreement last year was every single country on Earth coming together in common cause to deal with climate change for the first time ever. Never before has every country come forward, everyone with a climate action plan. Little Tuvalu, right up to the mighty United States and Europe and Japan, everybody came into common cause. The question now is accountability, because promises are great. The question is, where's the accountability? These films are part of that accountability. When the judges looked at these films, we were, in a sense, I think, as a jury, looking for what the companies had been doing, but we're also looking for what they will do. So in Marrakesh at the Climate Change Conference, yes, the issue of the election in the United States was very significant. But all the government said, from Australia to the United Kingdom, to Germany, to India, to China, to everybody said, whatever, we're moving forward on climate change. Very important, very important. But also, there was something else, so another talk in the corridors. And this was about what sustainable development actually is. And as you know, there are three pillars: the environment, the economic, and the social. And in the past, everyone was fighting for the environment, but the economy wasn't listening. But then the economy is now aligning with the environmental imperative, because people, companies, whatever, can see it as in their best interests for a long-term perspective for their businesses. But the social side has been always tiptoeing behind. And first, the social side was about people in developing countries. We must be worried about people in developing countries. What the elections are showing in different parts of the world right now is we need to address the social side of sustainable development, and we also need to address it in the developed countries too. Because unless we do that, this path to sustainability and a greener, healthier, more prosperous and durable world, not just for this generation but for the next one, is going to be harder. It's going to happen no matter what, but it has to happen fast if we're going to line ourselves up with the science. And thus, my happiness with some of these films was they do deal with the social side. But increasingly, I think the corporations need to understand that unless we deal with the social side in the developed and the developing world, developing and developed world, the transition will be slowed down.
Free at Last TV Special Mention Award, and I'm delighted to welcome to the stage Barry Ryan, Managing Director of Free at Last TV, to present the award, and he's the only person I'm bigger than. Clap!
Thanks, John. Free at Last is delighted to partner with TVE for these amazing awards. No subject could be more important for us all than sustainability, and we have a passionate belief in the power of the visual media to ensure that vital message is brought home around the globe. Our online partners tonight are Resonate. It's an online portal that prides itself on giving global voices on East Asian issues, and they are blogging and vlogging the awards on our behalf as I speak. Free at Last wanted this award to give a special mention to people who are determined to make a difference, both as individuals working towards a fairer world, but also as filmmakers. There were several entries that demonstrated that you don't need to be a large corporation to make an impact, nor either do you need to be a big production company to capture the stories of those living every day with the realities of global inequalities. We did feel, though, that one entry in particular gave a platform for one person in the developing world to speak directly to us about their experience. And the winner, I'm proud to say, of the Free at Last TV Special Mention Award is April Doubleday for the film Fair Trade Gold Mining in Colombia. So can I please invite April Doubleday to the stage to collect their award?
Bastante grave porque unos tenemos pues el anhelo de hasta ahora y después como de seguir adelante, que para atrás ni para tomar impulso, pero a veces conseguimos barreras en el camino que no nos dejan avanzar, ¿sí? Y solo le pedimos a Dios que nos ayude pues a que no tengamos ningún tipo de inconveniente y nosotros podamos seguir adelante, tanto en el programa como en nuestras actividades que realizamos día a día.
It was through adversity that we made this film. It was really tough. We self-funded it, and it was amazing to meet America, the miner, who was working in Eco Gold to protect the environment, and also it was all under fair trade. So it was about giving money back into the people and all that. But I've just got to say, it's important to tell you that sadly the mine we visited in this film no longer is certified by Fairtrade because the body or Averdi that supported small artisan miners collapsed after price wars, mainly from criminal groups, plus from companies buying up the land. So there's always a struggle. But there is fortunately many more small artisan miners forming collective groups who are becoming Fairtrade and Fair Mine certified around the globe. So that's fantastic, which is helping the environment and getting miners out of poverty and children, etc., etc. So me and John really want to make another film in Mongolia. There's a fair mine up there, so John and me want to make another film. Thanks TVE, thank you.
Our final speaker this evening is a man who really has helped these awards happen, and he's played a key role in the awards over the last 3 years. He's really built them into what you are seeing and taking part in and supporting tonight. Can I welcome onto the stage Neil Armstrong? He is he's everything really. He's the owner, he's the chairman, and he's the chief executive of Fastflow Group. And he's a fantastic Irishman from Galway, which is a beautiful part of the world.
Every year, the films get better and the level of competition higher. And yet, ironically, the problems we're facing get worse, the challenges tougher. And I wrote this speech before the US elections. What a year we've all had. It gave us President Trump, Brexit, and a bar of Toblerone that looks more like a toast rack. What is going on? Even more remarkable than all of that, ladies and gentlemen, Ireland finally beat the All Blacks at rugby after a 111-year wait. Now, you'd be hard-pressed to find a scriptwriter to make any of that even remotely believable. But I digress. The problem is that the range of issues raised are incredibly vast and the scale incredibly daunting, which means it's actually easiest for us all to do nothing. Each award category is so crucial to the future of our planet, but also terribly challenging. The thought of squeezing some meaningful activity between the kids going to bed and the 10 o'clock news is somewhat of a pipe dream. All right then, so what can we do? Well, we can all resolve to make a difference. I met a business contact for a coffee recently, and he told me a fascinating story about a conversation he had had with a Bangladeshi Uber driver. He was driving to raise funds for his new business venture. He understood that there are large swathes of Bangladesh whose land is incredibly fertile, with one small snag. For up to 6 months of the year, they're flooded. As a result, they lie empty and wasted. But not for this particular Bangladeshi entrepreneur. He has done a huge amount of research into pumpkins. He explained how they require warm temperatures and deep soil that retains the water well. Precisely the conditions prevalent on the floodplains of the Burunganga River. Crucially, the pumpkin can grow from seed to full size in less than 6 months. So he will be able to harvest the crop before the floods begin again. And because pumpkins can last for long periods of time when stored in cool conditions, he can transport them by boat around the world. It gets even better, because once the pumpkins have gone, in the floodwaters that will follow, he will farm fish, creating income for the second 6 months of the year. Now, I heard this story and I realized it was ticking each of our award categories. Protecting the environment, check. Reshaping the economy, check. Transforming society, check. Incredibly impressive. But here's the real inspiring bit. Their conversation moved on to the biggest challenges facing the driver. My friend took his number, checked out the facts, and is now advising him on how to market his business here in the UK. Pro bono, net positive leadership. Check. Now that's making a real difference. We can't wake up tomorrow and reverse global warming or create economic equality across the globe, but we can all contribute. If we just tell 6 friends about these amazing awards and about the environment, and then each friend convinces 6 more, and so on, then by the time we reach the 6th set of friends, we'll have 50,000 of us working together. Yes, it's the Madoff pyramid, but in the greatest cause of all. This is not a pipe dream. It's eminently achievable. So let's maintain this momentum and each of us make a real difference. Thank you.
Mr. Neil Armstrong, thank you so much. Now, we've given you a taste of the shortlisted films entered into this year's awards, but if you would like to see all the films in full, please do go to the TVE Global Sustainability Film Awards website.
It is really worth a visit, and all that remains for me and for us to say now is that thank you once again for everybody turning up, supporting the 2016 Global Sustainability Awards. I think you'll all agree it's been an even bigger success this year. All our film entrants, we'd like to thank our sponsors, our partners, supporters, volunteers, and you, the audience, because you're the ones who make it happen. So thank you for your passion and commitment. We have a fantastic rest of the evening for you. Jenny, my wonderful co-presenter here, is going to be ripping you off for some money in the auction. And we are going to be having a wonderful singing act. I saw them the other night on a rainy night in North London. Yes, I did go up there. The 4 Femmes on the Thames. They are truly superb, so they'll be entertaining you at dinner. So have a fantastic evening. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. After seeing the inspiring films, applauding the worthy winners, and hearing the stirring speeches, it was time to celebrate in style. From first to last, this was an evening of memorable moments, and it seems TVE's message is increasingly hitting home.
I think in the small action, like every day, if you recycle, even at home, don't leave the lights on, be careful in the small thing. If everybody's going to do it, at the end, together is a great contribute.
The drive to expand the economy at any price. So I think it's important to rebalance things, and tonight will go some small way towards that.
I think we can all do our bit individually, but as corporations and companies, we can all invest in sustainable technologies, and we can look to take a chance on the odd thing.
So it's great that this event's happening. I'm really pleased to be here, and it's great to see so many people here, because a few years ago, it was just a fringe idea. It was a very small, almost like a startup from a concept point of view. And tonight, here we are. A great room full of people, and so it's super just to be part of it still, to see the amount of momentum that's built up.
Well, because we're using up the planet, aren't we? So the more ways we can find out to communicate to people that's a bad thing.
A really good showcase of sustainability, and to have it at a venue like BAFTA really puts it up there with the film industry, and that's where it should be. If people know what they can do, then the majority of people will make that difference and make that change.